Lots of Tesla stock news today. We'll start with a bullish rumor. The daily production capacity of the new Model 3 Highland will reach 1,200 units starting with September 11th. If this is true, this is very bullish. Because previously it was believed that this month Tesla will only make 10,000 refresh Model 3s in China. So supposedly in just a matter of about 10 days, Tesla could produce that number of vehicles. So possibly September could be well over 10,000. Gary today is also positive we should see Tesla 2024 volume estimates soon move sharply higher with the Cybertruck launch, the Model 3 refresh and FSD version 12 all suggesting accelerating volume growth starting in Q4. We have some more data about the refresh Model 3 sales. Model 3 Highland 72-hour report, 100 to 110 orders per store. Store inflow is up 20%. Long range take rates very low. The conversion to Model Y order is encouraged due to lack of demo vehicles. The rear-wheel drive has significantly more range than the previous vehicle, so for Chinese that are looking to save some money, that is incredible value actually. And also previously, the sales of the long-range vehicles in China were pretty low anyway. Andre posted here that the customer profile is mostly 25 to 35-year-olds and mostly male. Of course, all of these things are just rumors, so don't take any of them as fact. But there's another point. I think this is the original source where everything is coming from. Most in-store customers came as couples, with the male partner typically having the final say. I think that's pretty typical in China. The customers are exhibiting a strong wait-and-see attitude. They believe the final MSRP will be decreased. Supposedly 30% of the orders are coming from previous Model 3 customers. And this is good news. The comparison rates between the BYD Seal and XPeng P7i have seen a significant decline. And this guy is the founder of Car Fans, the blogger that published all this data, which is famous for collecting a large number of relevant data and info about car sales and store sales from different brand sales people, so as to grasp and predict the sales trend of related products in a timely manner. So this data could be way off, but there's probably some truth in it, certainly. Tesla China has sued a Chinese chip designer for tech secret infringement and unfair competition disputes. The dispute between Tesla and Bingling involves the infringement of technical secrets and other aspects. The trial is set to begin in Shanghai Intellectual Property Court on October 10th. This year, which is when we should hear more details about this, but Tesla is certainly being quite aggressive here. If you're going to mess with Tesla, well, you better expect a lawsuit from Tesla now. We have new important information about the refreshed Model 3. Reportedly, Fremont's Model 3 production lines will be completed by the end of September. And one of the reasons why we are not expecting the refreshed Model 3 to arrive here in the US and Canada, at least not until the beginning of next year, is because crash testing supposedly has not been completed, which should be performed at the end of October. Just look at the crowd here. Does this product look to you like a failed product? Jeff says the new Model 3 looks like a major runaway hit and maybe the sleeper surprise no one has been anticipating just based on customer reaction and order rumors. Tesla just achieved a major milestone in China. Tesla produced its 2 millionth vehicle at its Giga Shanghai factory today. Well done, Tesla China, well done. These are seriously impressive numbers from Tesla. Tesla continues to lead the field in the US when it comes to the number of new DC fast charging ports opened in August. Tesla's 557 new ports opened in August accounted for an astonishing 72% of all new ports opened in the month. I modeled Tesla's supercharging business until 2033. While in my base case, the supercharging business does not contribute to Tesla's earnings significantly, in my bear cases, it becomes a more important revenue stream for Tesla because it's a business where I don't think Tesla is going to lose to anyone else. That would be extremely unlikely to happen. But even in my bear cases, it does not really contribute all that much to Tesla's total profitability. It's just something that's nice to have. Tesla has just increased the price of the yoke from $250 to now $1,000. And Ryan here says this makes sense. A service center conveyed that a new yoke with premium materials was launching in September and would be available for upgrade for existing owners in October. I saw some people on Twitter say that the reason why Tesla is doing this is because Tesla has so much more demand that it has to increase the price of the yoke, but I think this is just simply Tesla trying to optimize its profit margins. Indonesia doesn't expect Tesla to invest in the country anytime soon after the coordinating minister met with Elon Musk last month. Probably Tesla is perhaps just too busy with Giga Mexico and especially India now. It also doesn't help Indonesia that Tesla just entered Malaysia. And if you saw that interview with the Prime Minister of Malaysia, it seems like Malaysia was willing to offer pretty much everything it possibly could to Tesla. Maybe not exactly everything, but seems like he was extremely welcoming to Tesla. Tesla has announced new data protection measures following a leak that happened in May. The company has activated stricter measures and is suing the former employees allegedly responsible for the leak. The first Tesla truck with the beautiful new Model 3 refresh Highland on board has been spotted in Europe. This truck specifically was spotted in Germany. Supposedly you can't buy them until October, but it seems that they are already there. When I say you can't buy them, I mean you can't take delivery of them until October at least. This is actually fairly important. On September 6th, a batch of Tesla's old Model 3s were prepared for sea shipment, destination unknown at this time, at Shanghai's terminal, which may be the last batch of exported old Model 3s to leave Shanghai. I wonder if Tesla is still going to produce any old Model 3s. Hopefully the whole line has been shifted to the new Model 3 now because Tesla can sell it for more money and there's a lot more demand, of course, for that new vehicle. We should know very soon. Waymo, which is a competitor to GM autonomous vehicle and robotaxi subsidiary Cruise, has seen its self-driving vehicles involved in considerably more accidents in San Francisco over the past 20 months than their Cruise counterparts. Google is losing to GM. Well, at least based on this one statistic. Who could have seen that coming? Look at who is inspecting the new Model 3. This guy is the CEO of NIO. I would not want to be him right now. In the last 5 years, NIO's stock is up 6.16% and it is down from its peak 83%. The host of Electrify, Dylan, just made a few points that I largely agree with, and these are pretty good points. It still amuses me to watch so many people dogmatically proclaim they know better than Elon and Tesla. Now listen, I'm all for feedback and sharing ideas. No person or company gets it right all the time, but at some point, we need to deploy some humility and understand we are working with a fraction of the data that Tesla has. We're also working with crumbs in terms of Tesla's internal 5-year goals, pipeline, plans, and reasoning. The strategy Elon and Tesla have used so far has produced ridiculous results. For example, Tesla is up over 19,000%. The number is so big that you sort of have to double check it. And yep, indeed, Tesla stock is up over 19,000% since its original IPO date. Tesla is dominating battery electric vehicle sales globally. It is on the verge of solving for autonomy, which will then be followed by Optimus robot. Tesla is the market leader in energy storage hardware and software, and it is a staple among the top 10 global companies by a market cap on its way to being number 1. All of this despite a decade of opposition, people rooting for Tesla to fail, and critics shouting about what Tesla should be doing. Are there things Tesla could do better? Of course there are things that Tesla could do better, but that's the case with any company. If you pay attention, you can see who is a Tesla fan supporting the long-term mission and who is more concerned with Tesla stock short-term movements. But at the end of the day, preaching like we know better has always felt hubristic to me. Part of investing in a company is putting faith in the management team. It's part of the game. I would disagree with this part a little bit. I don't like having faith when my whole stock portfolio is in this one company. No. I don't want to rely on faith. I want to rely on numbers. I put my numbers into my valuation model, and then it spits out and shows me, okay, I can pay this much for Tesla stock today based on what it will do in 2028 and 2033, for example. That has pretty much nothing to do with faith. It has everything to do with facts, numbers, and data. One of the data points is that Tesla has the world's best engineers and that Tesla has the world's single best engineer. I mean, for example, tell me who else put a reusable rocket into space before Elon Musk did? So no faith, just data points and facts. I would allow myself to have faith in Tesla if Tesla stock was only, let's say, 10% of my stock portfolio. In that case, yeah, I would see no problem in that, because when you are also relying on so many other companies, but because I'm so heavily invested in Tesla stock, no, no faith for me in Tesla, just facts and numbers is what I rely on, and Elon's track record. I just happen to be a believer given the track record, and I believe they will continue leading Tesla to unprecedented levels of success, even if there are missteps along the way. With Tesla, it's always been about the long game. So some really good points from Dylan, and I don't think he's 100% invested in Tesla stock in his stock portfolio. I believe he holds many other companies as well. And in this case, then I think it is really appropriate for him to put some faith in Tesla as well. So just to be clear, this is not a criticism of Dylan. This is just a different approach that I'm taking. Ford and GM employees could go on a massive strike, and we have 8 days until a strike would begin if a deal is not reached. If this strike actually happens, Ford and GM will suffer incredible losses. They are already struggling so much with the EV transition. This would just be really bad. The United Auto Workers Union said on Friday that 97% of its members had voted to authorize strikes against GM, Ford, and Stellantis if the union and companies were unable to negotiate new labor contracts. Here's what the workers are demanding: a 4-day work week at full-time pay, a 46% wage increase, and a share of company profits are among the demands of the union. The automakers, meanwhile, have largely rejected the demands. Only Ford has presented a contract proposal offering a 9% wage increase over the term of the contract, plus a one-time payout that brings the total raise to 15%. I say a 15% increase is better than zero, because if you demand these incredibly huge increases and you go on strike, I mean, you're going to bankrupt these companies, because they have to compete with the Koreans, they have to compete with the Japanese, they also will have to compete with the Chinese, and most importantly, they need to compete with Tesla. I often see people saying that BYD is going to crush Tesla. Well, let's take a look at how it is crushing Tesla. Tesla made more money than all the top Chinese BEV makers combined. That includes BYD here as well. Despite Tesla making less than half of the number of BEVs these companies make, while these also sell large numbers of plug-in hybrids and internal combustion engine vehicles. As we all know, Business Insider is the absolute pinnacle of reporting. It has the highest integrity, and so therefore they say Tesla fans upset about new Model 3 turn signals. Here's what supposedly people are upset about. When you lift the trunk up, then there are no taillights really visible. So, for example, if a car is coming from behind, maybe it won't see your car because the lights are up. But there are lights right here, so I don't think it's a problem in reality at all. Tesla China has partnered up with McDonald's to launch a cyber spoon for $4. Only 50,000 units will be made. Elon commented that this is fake news. However, source says it's real. Elon, Tesla's official Weibo account, is promoting it. Weibo is like Twitter in China. This is a tiny detail, so I don't think it's important for Elon to know about this. I don't see this as anything Bad that Elon did not know about this. Tesla will be attending the Detroit show for the first time in 8 years next week. Probably it will show off its new Model 3. Drive Tesla is reporting that another Tesla ship is destined for Canada, but no refresh Model 3 on the ship. You can actually move the front seat from the back screen. Now, if you have kids in the back, little kids that like to maybe prank you or be annoying, then you will absolutely hate this feature. But I think probably you can lock this feature from the front, and I think you can do this for the driver's seat. It's only for the passenger seat. Now, even if you can't lock it right now from the front, later I'm sure Tesla will do a software update there where that feature will be available. I found another chart here which shows the profit margins of the Chinese. And these margins are low. Tesla still has quite a bit of room to cut prices further if needed, but the Chinese, nah, not really. I mean, they can cut by about, let's say, 2.8%. And that's about it. Gary Vlad just emphasized that nobody wants to tame Elon. Let Elon be Elon. I like these words. But the second part, I don't like as much. I just want bulls to stop bitching about mainstream media being corrupt when the negative media bias toward Tesla is partly Tesla's own doing. I would like to emphasize the part partly. Gary is not saying fully, so because it's not fully, I will keep complaining. Lucid CEO says they are targeting a $50,000 EV by 2030. That's a long time from now. They might be bankrupt by then. The CEO of Mercedes said they will launch their own charging stations in China this October. It appears that Ford is working on another electric pickup truck. Just in case you didn't know about this, this group dismantled the batteries of the Model Y rear-wheel drive, which was made in Giga Berlin, and this battery supplied by BYD, and this appears to be indeed structural. This is quite important news. China has banned all government employees from using Apple products. I wouldn't be too surprised if the Chinese government also banned all government employees from driving Teslas. That's something to keep in mind. Our former CFO, Zach Kirkhorn, has sold nearly 15,000 shares of Tesla in accordance to his 10b5-1 plan, so that's as expected. But I would really expect him to sell a lot of his Tesla stock holdings in the near future because he's no longer part of the Tesla team. And it seems that most of his net worth, hundreds of millions of dollars, most of his net worth is in Tesla stock, so I think he would want to diversify. And YouTube says you should watch this video next, but if you haven't finished watching this Elon Musk interview, watch this one first. My name is Matt Posius. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.